Hello, hello, entrepreneurs. How are you? Mauricio Garcia here. Just excited for the opportunity that I have to welcome you to a new episode of Conquistador. And today we're going to talk about what it takes to really build something big. And who better, obviously, to cover topics like these than my friend, my mentor, my partner, Hubert Humphrey. Hubert, how are you this week, sir?
I'm doing great. Glad to have another week with all the great entrepreneurs out there.
Very good. Well, I know that there are a few things that you need to focus on to build something big. You certainly have built two multi-billion-dollar market cap companies in the most regulated industry in the world, and you definitely had some very focused points or principles that you followed. And in one of the systems that all of your affiliates, including myself, follow, is these two things that I want you to cover in depth, which is a continuous opening of outlets and then drive volume production through those outlets. Let's digest what you mean by those two focal points, please.
Well, the key words there, and one of the words I didn't hear you mention, so I'll mention it here. It's the continuous opening of outlets and the simultaneous movement of production through the outlets. Mm-hmm. And of course, if you take the word simultaneous out, if you're going to open up 7-Eleven stores, or you're going to open up Starbucks stores, or McDonald's stores, or any kind of stores, you're going to open them up, and eventually you want some customers come in so you can move the products. In our system, the way I've built it over the years, it really contributed to us helping to build the big A.L. Williams into the great Primerica company it is today, and WMA into the big WFG empire it is today, and our new company, HDI, into the company is becoming, is that we run a system that's designed to do two things. One is the continuous opening of outlets and the simultaneous movement of production through the outlets. So it's kind of like this. It's while we're opening up an outlet, we want to make sure that we're not waiting until the outlet's all completed and all this kind of stuff. But in the opening of the outlets, we end up having simultaneously movement of production through our system, through the outlets. And it kind of fuels the economy of the system. It keeps it going, and it collapses time frames and compresses activity by doing that. And of course, in our system, the way we do that, obviously, is that every prospect is a recruit to proven different. And we aim for the heart in offering them a great opportunity, and know that we're going to sell who we recruit, we're going to sell who we don't recruit. Those are some principles that we have going in there. Mm-hmm. And so as we recruit some new person, that's opening an outlet. We consider that an outlet. It's as opposed to being a bricks and mortar outlet. Ours is a mobile outlet. It's a walking, talking, living, breathing, product consuming outlet. And it also multiplies itself. It's kind of like an amoeba. Our one recruit can turn into two recruits, and turn into 10, can turn into 1,000. So as we're opening up the outlets, we have the steps. We have the 6 steps that help open the outlet: prospecting, contact, invitation. Number 3 is the presentation. Then there's a follow-up. Then of course startup, and then duplication. But over there, to make it all go, there's a filter system. We have 8 speed filters, and as someone is step 4, where you're following up from a prospect being in a business meeting, a business opportunity presentation meeting. If they go through those filters, they end up having internal consumption, meaning they're going to have a needs analysis and buy the product themselves from the person that brought them in. And they're going to go out and help start to recruit some new people and make sales to those, and then those people go through the system, and it just geometrically starts to grow. And so you're simultaneously, you're continuous is the first thing. Don't stop opening outlets. when you look out there at Walmart right now, every week they're looking for new stores that are opening. They have store opening teams. While other stores are getting going and the older stores will keep producing, they've got new store opening teams. Same thing with McDonald's. Same things with any of these companies. They're continuously opening up the next outlet. But at the same time, they've got to make sure production's going through the outlets simultaneously. And in our system, it's very simple. Our outlet can turn itself into other outlets, and our outlet can consume the product. So we have a system whereby that all happens at the same time, and it really makes it fast. It fuels the whole movement, makes it grow faster.
I love it, and it's really a paradigm shift, and I hope that everybody is really grasping here, because there is a way of thinking, in my opinion, of many people that go in business. Let's say if they wanted to go into the hamburger business, right? They think that McDonald's really, the reason it grew is because they were selling on the concept of selling hamburgers, which is really not the real reason behind it, but it was the opening of outlets, right? So it's a very important focal point, and the way you look at it, it's going to make all the difference in how you will explode and grow.
Mm-hmm. So you look at Ray Kroc. What Ray Kroc did to grow the outlets that became the McDonald's franchises and have continued to grow is that he used human nature. He knew that people out there were ambitious. People wanted a bigger dream. They wanted a better way of being in business. And those entrepreneurs who wanted to make more money and to be more successful, now they weren't necessarily wanting to sell hamburgers, but they were wanting to be entrepreneurs to be successful. And so he held a great opportunity to them that had a lot of market potential, a lot of financial potential, and had a proven, tested franchise format system that they could follow that made it kind of foolproof for them. And so he offered that to them, playing off of their ambitions and the human nature that they wanted to be somebody, and people followed him and they invested money into his proven system. But it started because he used the opportunity to recruit people to buy his franchises, which was his way of building outlets. And in our business, it's the same way. Instead of just running ads or what have you, to just go out and try to find somebody to be employees and I own all the outlets. We're out there offering people a chance to own their own opportunity and be in business for themselves, but not by themselves. Kind of build businesses inside of our bigger business model, and that's what it is. But it's got to be continuous. If you're going to grow, if you're either growing or dying, and so the word continuous growth, the continuous opening of outlets, means that you're always in a growing mode. And that's what our system. Without a system, we couldn't be continuous. We'd be stop and stop, maybe never start. Without a system, everything would be random. So we have a system that causes us to have the continuity that we want, and because we have our filter system that takes all these new recruits and converts them into the client side of them. It causes production to be done simultaneously, and that's sort of what we do. And regardless if you do it the way we do it or not, if you're out opening up outlets to market whatever business you're doing, you got to find a way for some. You better have some store opening team, some product selling team in place to be selling product while you're opening up your next outlets. So you got to have designated people in there to do all this stuff. You got to keep opening outlets while you're getting the previous outlets marketing products. Whatever you do, whether you do it simultaneously like we do or whether you do it separate, there's got to be the continuous opening of outlets, and somebody's got to be marketing your product quickly. You don't just run and open up a whole network of stores. Now I got me 100 stores spread around the country. Now I think we'll sell something. I don't know of many plans that ever started like that.
Absolutely. In the insurance business, as an example, when I first started, I never was thinking this way. I was just an insurance guy, going out there and helping families protect and, prepare for retirement. But when you look at it from the way you're describing, And obviously, looking at the track record and the history there, two major companies been built by operating under that paradigm, which is opening an outlet. And when you have, living, breathing, talking outlet, which is a human being who can not only, be an outlet, but also, drive production. I can see why it was so viral. And and the other thing I would probably add to this is that if you want to elaborate on is, I've heard Jody, another great mentor of mine, says, those companies that win big in any business is the companies that focus on building the biggest distribution, and that it's a paradigm shift that it's going to help anybody, understanding that the name of the game is distribution, and you cannot get there unless you have a continuous opening of outlets. And then the production obviously is going to drive through it if you have a system to do that.
Well, that's right. And when you make it something continuous, if you can do it through some multiplication means and then some geometric progression means, you're going to go faster than if you're trying to do it just by addition. If it's just the front line of your company trying to just go out and get front line, well, you got a certain speed. You got the speed of addition. But if you've got a system where the people that you're opening up now can go out and they can open up outlets, and then they can go 2 or 3 or 4 levels and keep it going. Now all of a sudden you're at system speed, and all this there's various degrees of continuous. Is there continuous by addition, or faster continuous by multiplication, or super fast by geometric progression? And it's all according to whether you're doing system speed or just regular speed. So you gotta do it, and if you're going to win in any kind of business, the one that's got the most distribution, has got the most outlets out there, is probably going to win, because they're going to have the most penetration and the most views, the most touches, the most visits, the most people coming into your stores, the most people seeing your presentation. And so you just got to have it's like in the military. You show me an army that's just continuously recruiting people into their army and got more and more soldiers ready to fight,
right?
As opposed to some person over here that's just got a handful. We know who's going to win the battle. So that's what it's all about. It's just for you to have strength as a business, you've got to have continuous growing opening of outlets, and the simultaneous, meaning don't let a lot of time go between the time you're opening the outlets and the movement of the production, and it keeps it going. All these big companies that I've ever seen grow, they've had a system where it's in sync. We just happen to be a little different because our outlets are people and not more bricks and mortar. Our outlet can buy a policy. In fact, what you just said, the way you started in business is the way most people start in the traditional financial services. All those people that you went to see and talked to about their financial plans and their retirement plans and all that you were doing, you did a good job with them. But if somebody in our system had went to see every one of the people that you saw, they would have also been trying to offer them an opportunity, and a pretty good percentage of them would have looked at the opportunity, and a good percentage of them would have joined, and they not only would have consumed the product, but they would have been out there, been a part of your sales force that would have geometrically grown. But you weren't in a company that used that model at that time. But if you go back and look at all the millions of people in the last 100 years that have had some insurance agent go and talk to them in a linear way just about the products, if they had our system offering them an opportunity to be in business and own the product, oh my gosh! Look what would have happened in the last 100 years if that existed. And
that is that is where I see the biggest difference between most traditional businesses operating in a lower paradigm, which is we've got the opportunity here for the outlet to open outlets, where in most other businesses it's just like you said. It seems like just the company, the top, have that sort of a privilege, an opportunity to open the outlets, barring the new people from being able to do that. And I think, most people don't quite understand that it's difficult for many people to make that paradigm shift, and then they start jumping into a lot of these multi-level marketing, these kind of crazy ideas that's not where it's at, really.
Well, we've been able to do something many years ago that we built sort of a hybrid system. We built the whole A.L. Williams Primerica Company, WMA, which became World Financial Group, and today Hedgeman Group International. All our companies basically follow a hybrid model where we've taken the best of the linear systems, the best of the sales systems, the best of entrepreneurial franchising type systems. We've taken the best of networking systems, the best of all the principles that go in all different kinds of businesses, and we've created a hybrid, sort of the ultimate business system that's built for this modern day. And today, a lot of the outlets a lot of the people that are distributing financial products today have spawned off of our systems over the years, and it's been a great source of new outlets into industry. We brought fresh blood into an industry that was an aging industry, and of course today we got such a big market out there today. We don't just aim at the baby boomers like we did back in A.L. Williams or in WMA. We now have the senior market out there, 70 on up. We got the baby boomers out every 10 seconds of baby boomers turning 70, and so we got that 76 million people, and then we got the Generation X, the Generation Y. We got 250 million or so people out there in these 4 different bodies of water, and that didn't even count the Generation Z that's coming right up behind them. So we got a monstrous place all these oceans to fish in, and we've got the system and the bait and the opportunity to go out there and make this continuous opening of outlets continue to work.
Yeah, I was just looking at a number recently. We have 200,000 to 300,000 agents nationwide active to over 200 million potential clients. That is an opportunity to bring in dozens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, just to be able to service that market. So a great opportunity for everybody in that space, just in case they're not in the right vehicle. Well, we'll wrap it up with that, Hubert. I just want to remind everybody to go and check out our sponsor, the company that's making this podcast possible. They're Hegemon Group International. If you want to check out the best opportunity in America today, you need to check out HGI. How you do that? Go to hgiopportunity.com. There's a presentation. It's a 15-minute presentation that covers everything you need to know to understand why that is the vehicle that can take you from where you are today to where you want to go, understand the power of the financial industry and how to leverage it in a very easy way, in a very systematic way, in a way you probably have never seen it before. So check it out, hgiopportunity.com. And with that being said, Hubert, as always, thank you so much for all the value you add to me and to the listeners of the podcast. We will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Warning, this podcast may change the way you think about business, entrepreneurship, and money forever. The Conquistador Podcast was created for dreamers, entrepreneurs, and leaders who want to conquer their future. To be an epic entrepreneur, you must adopt the right mental paradigms as well as master the art of selling, marketing, and finance.